Welcome back to Tony's Garage. Today we're working on Ole Red, my son's truck. He just turned 10 last week, and I told him that I'd do some upgrades to his truck as kind of an extra birthday present. Plus, I want to be able to get this truck drivable so we can use it anyway. So, one of the big things slowing this truck down was the carburetor was pretty dirty. And instead of rebuilding this 2-barrel, I ended up picking up an Edelbrock carburetor and intake, and also an a Holley carburetor is also. I'm not sure whether I'm going Edelbrock or Holley yet. They're both good carbs. I run a lot of Holley stuff, but Edelbrock for drivability and daily use is nice. I didn't get in the video us pulling the old intake off, but it was a filthy mess, and I was just trying to get it done, so I didn't record that coming off. But this is where we're at now. Last night before we hung it up, I got the new intake sat on there, not new, but new to us, and all tightened down, torqued to spec, 35 pounds of pressure. Today, I'm going to go ahead and put a different distributor in it. A few years ago, we got this truck running. This truck had sat for years. We got this distributor off eBay, just like a Pertronic style cheap distributor, and I can't really stand it. It's junk. So I'm getting rid of that, and I'm putting an HEI style Chevy distributor in it that's been adapted for a small block Mopar. Also an eBay special, but I upgraded it with some nacelle parts. So essentially it's a nacelle distributor. So it'd be pretty nice. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started, I guess. And I'll keep recording as I go and keep you updated. Alright, so here we are with the new distributor. It looks just like a Chevy distributor, because it is one basically, just a knockoff, but it's been adapted to fit Mopar. I derbied for a number of years, and these things are amazing as far as I'm concerned. I've used them, and they're just one wire to run, just like a Chevy distributor. This truck, the reason this thing was parked back in the early 2000s was the farmer had an issue with the factory ignition system in it, and instead of fixing it, he just tossed it aside. Well, I got it from him and found out this computer that's hidden down here in the fender well is junk. So instead of putting a new computer in it, I'm just going to go ahead and run this HI distributor. Thing's amazing. I got a little recurve kit in it. I've used it on derby cars before. I got a new nacelle coil, new cap. It's all ready to roll. So the only issue with running these is being that they have a bigger head than Mopar came with. The firewall back there needs, well, let's just say clearancing, but it needs smack with a hammer, essentially is what it needs to happen. So I'm gonna have to climb back up in here, clearance the firewall, and I'll get the distributor installed. By the way, I didn't show that either because I'm working alone today, but I went ahead and rolled the motor over until number 1 cylinder is top dead center. So when I put this distributor in, this rotor should be pointing towards number 1. Okay, so I got a little more progress. Distributor's in. I went ahead and put this adapter plate on. I picked up some gauges, so I'm about ready to install them as well. I know probably the best thing to do, probably get stock gauges working, but I don't know what's wrong with them really, and I said I picked up a set of gauges for $50, so I'm just gonna put them in. So they're the Equus or something like that gauge. So I'll have temp gauge, voltage, and oil pressure. So I got this ready to go in the back there, and I got the thermostat one here. So that's where I'm at the moment. I'm gonna go ahead, get this oil gauge hooked up, get the, at least under the hood part hooked up, go ahead and get the carburetor on it, and see what else I can get done here. Alright, so I got the carburetor bolted down. I have the oil line bolted to the sending unit back there. I have to get a step bit and cut a new hole and grommet in the firewall there, but I went ahead and also got the AC pump reinstalled, about ready to do the alternator, and I'm starting the fun task of throwing some spark plug wires in here. I already had changed all the spark plugs last fall. This truck was running, just not well, and this is just some upgrades to make it run better. I got the firing order right here, 18436572, going clockwise. Your basic firing order, but that's what we got going on. So I'm gonna get these wires installed, install this alternator real quick, and I'll do a little video here when I install the gauges. Alright, well, final segment of this carb and intake swap. I went ahead and got everything put together thanks to my father-in-law, my wife, and my son's help. Edelbrock carbs on. I had some issues with the carburetor, had to pull it apart, clean the needle, seat, everything, basically a rebuild, new accelerator pump, etc. I got the cell distributor on back there, all the new plugs and wires on. I went ahead and just put all new just to get it done and over with. But everything so far seems to work. A couple little leaks I gotta take care of, but overall good. Let me show you how she fires real quick. About 45, 50 pounds of oil pressure. I did let it warm up just a little bit before the video, not a ton, but she's about, I don't know, 175-ish. Still no exhaust, but it's pretty loud. I'll take it for a little test trip out here real quick. Well, what would it be if the baby boy himself didn't get to test out his new carburetor and intake? Go ahead and give it a little putt around the pasture, buddy. Just don't run over my trees. A little slower, bud. Gun a little bit. Alright, can I get a thumbs up? Well, it looks like it's running a lot better than with a 2-barrel. Still a little bit of tuning, a little bit of hesitation, but not bad. But we'll keep you posted on what we're doing. Please like, subscribe, watch some of my other videos, and I'll see you next time. Take care.